Good day, everyone. My name is Rabi Hassan from Department of Business, Administration and Entrepreneurship, Bayero University Kano. Today, we are going to talk about EEP3201, Model 9, which is business opportunities and how to manage your constraint. The model is going to be very interesting one, very important one. So let me share my screen and take you on. So like I said, I'm going to take you on Model 9. As you can see from my screen, Model 9 is about business opportunity and constraint evaluation. So, most of the times, when people embark on or deciding on what kind of business to go into, a lot of questions, come to their mind, you understand? The question that confronts anybody who is thinking of starting a new business or company is how do you find opportunity that is right for you? We are living in an environment where there are a lot of, businesses, a lot of opportunities, but, because of the scarcity of resources, skills and so many other things, you may find it very challenging to go to any other business that may be available to you, you understand? So because of that, one needs to make some decisions, you understand, to determine the right kind of business to go into. So a lot of questions normally come to one's mind. Should the new startup focus on introducing new product or service based on market gap? There is what they call market gap. A market gap is a situation where there is a need for a product or service and nobody is providing. So there will be a gap and somebody needs to fill that gap. Or should the venture or new business select an existing product or service from another market? At times by way of travel, you may come across a product or service that you may want to replicate such kind of product or service in your environment to take advantage of the gap, market gap in your environment. You understand? So sometimes you may decide to do this. The question of can you maybe replicate a product or take it from somewhere to your environment, you understand, to may also come to your mind. So so a lot of questions will be there, you understand, that are very challenging, you understand. So unless one is very sure, has done his homework very well, done all his researches and what have you, you understand, someone will find it very difficult. So this model is designed to help our potential entrepreneurs or students on how to easily identify business opportunities in their environment. So what is opportunity? Opportunity is simply, can be simply defined as a passive means of generating incomes that previously have not been exploited, are not currently being exploited by others or yourself. You understand? Others might be exploiting same opportunity, but it could be a situation where that opportunity is only existing somewhere else, maybe somewhere else, or maybe in your environment, you understand, away from other people. And then opportunity identification, on the other hand, can be defined as a cognitive process or processes through which individuals conclude that they have identified an opportunity. It's a kind of an insight that somebody gets as to a certain kind of an opportunity that will help him to start up a business and make a lot of money out of it. So this model will take us through a lot of processes, stages, and ways to discover business opportunities. So sources of business opportunities. There are many sources. Even though the sources we are going to talk about here, or we have in our model, are not exhaustive. There are a lot of business opportunities all over the world. You understand? But these are the ones we were able to capture in our lecture model. So our potential entrepreneurs can go extra mile to find out other ways to discover business opportunities. So the number one area or place where people normally get an idea of business opportunities is internet. Internet is a kind of it has a rich information that that affects virtually everything. So business opportunities are not left out. If you want a very good business opportunity, search Google, search most of the search engines, you discover amazing business opportunities. And then we have entrepreneur social network. These social networks could be online social networks or a physical social network. In most of our communities in this part of the world, we do have what they call majalisa in Hausa. You understand? Those majalistas, people normally gather together like friends to discuss issues that has to do with, politics, business, and so many other things. And in the process, a lot of, opportunities can be talked about, you understand? So in such a process, people can be able to get some information that will help them to easily identify business opportunities. And apart from the physical social network, we also have online social networks like Facebooks, Twitter, uh, Instagram, and many others. The kind of network you may have on those platform, it can help you to get a lot of vital information that will help you to easily identify business opportunity. There are a lot of forums, a lot of groups on Facebook that are business related, that people with expertise in some areas give valuable information to people, to their network. So if you happen to be in such kind of a forums or group, you can get a lot of information that will help you to easily identify business opportunities. And then, of course, your prior experience when you worked in a company or in a business, or understand, like somebody who worked in Singa as an assistant, you understand, that person can easily use his previous experience to be able to launch his own the same type of business, you understand, in a different environment. So prior experience can help someone to easily venture into the same line of business. You understand? If you work in a company or a business that produces a particular product or service, you can be able to draw back from your experiences and launch the same kind of business somewhere else. And then existence of a similar businesses. If you happen to be, living in an environment where the predominant people in that area, predominantly, engage in a similar kind of business. Like most areas in Kano State, you see people, doing same kind of business. Like for example, if you are from Hotoro side, you will discover that a lot of people there are into oil and gas because they are very close to an NNPC and all the depot there. So they easily get access to the oil and gases, and so they're into business of selling oil and gases. If you are from Chikengari, like Kano City, most of the people from city are into inquiry, all those markets, you understand, doing businesses. So most of the people around those area are into business. So because of the existence of similar businesses around them, that will easily help them to see possibility of going into those kind of businesses. And then we have hobby or personal interests. A lot of people go into business, and other things because they have interest in those things. And this is where you normally make an impact because it's something that you have interest in. So regardless of the challenges that may likely come your way, you can be able to endure and keep on going and achieve success. You understand? So personal hobby is very interesting one. And then we have market research. Sometimes you cannot just discover an opportunity just by accident. You just have to make an intentional or purposeful search for an opportunity to be able to discover it. Like market research, by way of market research, you can be able be able to discover some gaps in the market. You understand? Some product or service that need to be supplied in the market. So you can be able to fill the gap and be in business. And then lastly, we have electronic and print media. If you are the type of person that normally checks dailies, like daily trust, Punch, newspapers, you will discover that they publish on a daily basis, information that has to do with business plan, feasibility studies, and so many other things that will help people to easily launch their own business or discover, new areas or opportunities for doing business. So these are the sources we can take in this model. Like I said earlier on, they are not exhaustive. There are so many other uh, sources. You understand? You can devise your own sources as an entrepreneur. Remember, we're not all the same. We are all special in our own way. And so these are the areas we can take. And then process opportunity recognition. Everything in life, follows a process. So what are the process you can follow to arrive at to discover business opportunity? So number one is initial new venture idea. For you to be able to discover an opportunity, you need to have an idea of what is it you want to go into. You understand? If you have an idea of what you want or what you want to go into, you can easily, make an effort and go into that direction. You understand? So it's very important to have an idea of the kind of venture or business you have interest in or prefer to do, or you have the resources to go into. And then potential opportunity in the new ventures. And then those new ideas, you may have, they must be such that have some potential that will really help you to go into to achieve success in your uh, startup. You understand? Like for example, a good chances of creating market, customers, availability of support, maybe financial support, feasibility, studies support, and so many other business supporting services. You understand? You may find in your environment. And then finally, part of the process is decision to start a new venture. So after you have an idea, you understand, and you analyze the idea and discover that the idea is worth, undertaking or pursuing, you understand, then you you begin to, establish your own venture, you understand, because you have all that you need. You have the idea and you perfect the idea. And the idea now is worthwhile. You can make an effort to just bring it into fruition. So these are the process. And then scanning for business opportunity. Apart from the sources we talk about, there are some ways or that you can scan, like search for, business opportunity in your environment. We have, various sources. We can scan environment and search for the favorable condition for new ideas. Sometimes, a business idea, can be gotten from environmental, factor. You understand? So we are going to look at these factors. Number one, we have technology. Technology is very important because this is it's something that is changing rapidly. You understand? Bringing a lot of, possibilities. You understand? Open up a lot of possibilities for young people to venture into. Like for example, in Nigeria, a lot of people are going into fintech, financial technology. You understand? And so many other uh, 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 computer ICT based, product and services. We have government regulations, government policies and what have you, do often up opportunity for other people. Like for example, prior to Palm Center phone sellers settlement, they were at the post office side in Kano State. But yeah, then the government then you know asked them to relocate from there to Palm Center and create a very good place for them. No, in the process, a lot of people that were not in business earlier on were able to acquire shops and join the business. You understand? So a lot of people, were able to get shop and started their own business when they were relocated. So in the process, because of that policy, a lot of people were able to discover opportunities of maybe going into, phone, uh, mobile phones, and accessories, businesses. And then economic conditions. The economic condition, are indicators that will tell you whether the economy is doing well or not. Like a situation of boom or recession, you understand, they are all indicators that will tell somebody that this is the right time to go into business. Or because of this, because maybe because of increase in purchasing power, as a result, maybe in decrease in maybe taxation, you understand, or maybe interest rate, much money would be available for people, and that would serve an opportunity for people to go into business. Like for example, if bank, reduce, if maybe there is a policy from CBN to commercial banks to reduce the interest rate for the loans, a lot of people can find it very affordable to borrow money and start their own business. So it's an opportunity. Buyer strengths, almost the same point I mentioned, and then demographic indicators, attitudinal awareness, etc. You understand, they are very important factor that will give you a hint that you need to go into. Like for example, if based on your analysis you discover that if you're analyzing maybe age, you understand, age is one of the demographic factor that normally signal to, business or potential entrepreneurs on what kind of product they should go into. By age, you look at the number of people that are majority in a particular environment. Like if based on your analysis, you discover that most of the inhabitants are young, small children, like babies. So that is telling you to go into product or services that are going to be patronized mainly by babies, like diapers, tissues, cereals, and all this kind of a thing. You understand? Because their number is much in that community, so you can be able to make a lot of sales. Unlike if you are going into a product that are going to be patronized by all people who are the minority, you understand? You see, in that instance, you may not likely going to make a lot of sales. So the demographic factors, the age, the sex, the income level, the education level, religious, and what have you, they are very important. And the labor markets, this is another factor that you need to consider. Maybe when there is cheap labor, large supply of workers, that will give you an opportunity to go into a particular kind of business, like manual kind of business. You understand? Competitors, especially, weaknesses from your competitor. If there is a guy in your area that is into a particular kind of business and that guy is not doing very well, is doing very poorly in terms of maybe customer service, in terms of product quality, you understand, that person is giving you a signal that you should come and take over my business. You understand? If you can come in with your superior products and maybe very good uh, proposition, you understand, you can be able to take over his business, and before you know it, you'll be the main guy in the area. And then supplier, at times, the supplier, if the supplier are willing to supply product or service to you, that will, allow you to go into a business. So it will serve as an opportunity for you to go into a new kind of business. So, and then stages of opportunity identification. Stages of opportunity identification. For you to be able to discover an opportunity, you need to, follow some stages, from one stage to another. The first stage is preparation. You know, Regardless of whatever it is, not only business, whatever you want to do in life, you need to prepare yourself. So preparation is the first step in a stage in discovering an opportunity. You need to discover yourself. You need to prepare yourself in terms of skills, in terms of access to resources. In terms of the exposure of the market, and a lot of something that will really help you. And then incubation, you need to make some subconscious examination of opportunities in relation to others. That is, you need to make some analysis to nurture the idea, to screen the ideas, and make sure you arrive at the one that is very promising, that will really help you to achieve success in the marketplace. We call it incubation, you understand, to nurture, to develop the idea, to refine it, to make it better and better, so that you arrive at the right kind of opportunity for you to go into. And then inside is a situation where or stage where you the opportunity becomes clearer to you that this is the best opportunity for you. This is an opportunity that will really help you to make a lot of money. We call it insight. And then evaluation, conscious appraisal of the opportunity. You need to also sit down, do your homework, and do the math and make sure the opportunity is such that will really help you to make a lot of money. You understand? And then elaboration, detailed planning for opportunity realization. And then the last stage is to make sure you practically bring it into fruition to start the business and then, do the marketing and make sure you achieve all the success you want to achieve. And then we can also discover opportunity from SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis is SWOT is an acronym standing for the S is strengths, the W weaknesses, the O standing for opportunities, and the T standing for threats. You understand? When you examine yourself, you can be able to discover in areas where you have strengths, areas where you have weaknesses, so that you provide for, and then opportunities around you in your environment. You understand? And then the threats in also your environment. So the first two S and W are in you, while the last zero and T, the other part of the O and T are in your environment. You understand? So in doing this analysis, you start with yourself, you discover areas where you have strengths so that you capitalize on them. And then you look at areas where you have weaknesses so that you improve on them. Like for example, if you are not very good, you are introvert, you're not very good, you are very shy type, not outspoken, you understand, you can be able to develop a kind of a public speaking and all this so that it will help you, engage, without much fear in the marketplace. You understand? And then opportunities, what are the things like good government policies, like weak competitor that will really help you to achieve success in the marketplace. And then the threats, what are the likely impediments, anything that may likely stunt your effort to achieve your business success. So from this, you can be able to also discover an opportunity. If, for example, you analyze yourself and you discover that you are very good in singing, and that is telling you that you can go into music, you understand? Or if you are very good in making people laugh, you can go into comedy, something. It's something that is really helping young people in Nigeria to make a lot of money. People are really into skit and all this kind of a thing, you know, with the help of, the social media, YouTube and all this, a lot of people are making a lot of money. So discover yourself and then try to make an effort to realize those opportunities you may likely discover. And then types of opportunities. We have three type of opportunities based on this lecture model. The first one is recognized type of opportunity. The recognized type of opportunity recognition occurs under condition of near certainty. Certainty in the sense that the demand and supply are already available in the environment, meaning that the market, the customers, and what have you are already existing. All you have to do as a potential entrepreneur is to check, to look around and see what kind of business that is really going to help you achieve success. That will really help you to make a lot of money. That's the kind of business you go into. They call it this organized opportunity. All you have to do is just sit down, be open, you understand, open all your eyes, your ears, mouth, and try to discover an opportunity that will really help you to make a lot of money. I call it organized type of opportunity. And then discovered type. Discovered type, in the first one, the recognized type, the demand and supply are already existing. While in this one, either of demand or supply is not existing. You have to discover one of these side to be able to be in a business. Like for example, there could be a market where there is a need for a particular product or service and nobody is supplying. So in that instance, you need to supply. You understand? So in that instance, you bridge a demand. You understand? A market gap. They call it discovered type. And then the next one or the last one is enacted or created type. In this situation, it's a kind of you are dealing with a kind of uncertainty situation where the demand and supply are not even existent. You need to make an effort to provide everything. You understand? It normally happens when you have a new product or service, a new product or service that nobody have ever thought of or seen. You understand? So in this instance, you need to create the product and then find your market and sell the product. So a lot of effort is needed in this type of opportunity. The creation of new market, technology offers that do not exist. In this type of opportunity, the supply and demand will not apparently exist. One or both of them have to be created. So you see there will be a lot of work here and efforts. So in the enacted, it means that several economic inventions like marketing, financing, others have to be created for the opportunity to exist. This opportunity exploits principally the creation of new markets. You see, like I said earlier on, you we don't the market does not exist. You have to create it. You create a product or service, and then you try to create your market. By promoting the product. Through advertisement and making awareness in the target market, so that people gets to know about your new product or service. So factors that influence business opportunity identification. There are some factors that will help you to easily discover an opportunity. The factors that if you give them a considerable attention, they will really help you to discover an opportunity easily than somebody who is not mindful about them. So the first factor is entrepreneurial alertness factor. When you are always on the alert, trying to discover an opportunity, you can easily discover an opportunity than somebody who is not. You understand? When you have the intention, when your mind, your attention, your eyes, your ears, and everything is on an opportunity, you can easily see an opportunity. Unlike somebody who is not mindful, who is just, passing by, you understand? So an alternate factor is very important in discovering a new opportunity. And then prior knowledge factor. Entrepreneurs narrow their search to areas where they had specific prior knowledge or experience. When you have the experience or worked in the past in a particular business or place, you can be able to recollect from your experience and try to launch a business in the same kind of area. That will really help you to easily discover opportunity in the areas because you have the experience, you have seen, you have experienced everything there. You understand? And then discovery versus purposeful search factor. Another factor that really help people is, even though this is, sounds like a controversial something, when you make the, purposeful search for an opportunity, you will see it. You understand? Like against somebody who is not mindful about it. You understand? Just like the alertness factor I've talked about. So some entrepreneurs absolutely believe that opportunity identification has to be through a purposeful search for opportunities, while others believe that opportunity is something that has been readily available and overlooked but now discovered accidentally, which is not true in most situations. You understand? A lot of us, have the intention of going into business. We want to go into it. A lot of us have the means, the capital, the money to go into business, but we cannot go into it because we don't know what to go into. You understand? But when you're making a lot of efforts, you understand, trying to discover an opportunity, you can be able to see it where others cannot see. And then networking versus solo entrepreneurship. Networking. When you work with people, when you relate with other people, similar minded, like minded people, like entrepreneurs or potential entrepreneurs, you can be able to get information that will help you to easily discover an opportunity. You understand? Than somebody who is living by himself. You understand? And then creativity factor. Most successful entrepreneurs identify opportunity that others do not see due to the special creativity attribute they possess. If you are highly creative, you can be able to discover an opportunity through your creativity and innovation. You can create new product, you can create new service that will really help you to make money in the marketplace because you are highly creative. So these are the factors that normally help someone to easily identify business opportunity. So if you are aiming at start off trying to discover an opportunity that we can go into, you can give these factors attention. And then resource and resources constraints. When you discover the opportunity, you need to marshal resources to fund the business, you understand, to start it up. And in doing that, you need to buy a lot of, material, a lot of asset, a lot of, machines and what have you that will help you to run the business, you understand. So it is very important for somebody to be to be mindful of the how to manage his resources effectively, because failure to do that may result in a waste and add more cost to the business. So in doing business, the entrepreneur needs to consider various resources at his disposal and the minimum utilization of same, as well as the resources constraint. So we are going to consider some important business resources like men, people that are going to work for you, workers. It's very important to be able to get the right quality, people that will work for you, you understand, with the requisite skills and experience so that they will help you achieve your business success without much uh, defects, error, and what have you that may result in extra cost to the business starting off. So it's very important to look for the people that are really competent that will really help you to achieve success. And then money, very important, financial resources. Problems are encountered in allocating firms limited financial resources in the following areas. Number one, fixed asset, which will be used in the production of the product or service. You understand? Fixed asset are all the machines, gigantic machines that require, most situation capital expenditure to acquire that will help you to operate the business. You understand? They call it fixed asset. So which will be used in the production of the product or service? Which kind of machine? You understand? The quality, the brand name, the level, and what have you. Which one are you going to buy? You need to do your homework and make sure you buy the right machine that has the quality to help you achieve, your business success for the long haul, for the long run. You understand? Long haul. And then stocks, inventories, which will be used to facilitate the production and sales, raw materials, and all these. You understand? You need to find, a qualitative, a very, sustained sources of raw material that will help you to continuously operate. And then debtors, the amount owed by the customer after credit sales. How can you manage your credits? You understand? How can you, ensure front payment from your customers and what have you? Then cash, which is to be used for transaction purposes and needed for liquidity. Cash is very important. You need to be liquid in all times so as to be able to keep the business running, because you need raw material, you need to pay wages, you need to buy some supplies and input that, needs you to have, cash at your disposal constantly on a daily basis. So cash is very important. Cash flow is very important for your business. And the marketable securities involves the investment of surplus cash in easily disposable securities like shares of quoted companies. This can help you to make extra money apart from the money you can be getting from your business. You understand? If there are some marketable securities that you can invest in to help you, get more money for your business running. It is used apart from the return from it for the purpose of guaranteeing liquidity for the business. So apart from the money, and then we have also material, physical resources to ensure smooth business transition from startup to growth. Adequate attention must be paid to the following: material management, purchasing and procurement issues. You need to, adequately manage how you procure uh, and purchase, all the material that you're going to use in your business. Inventory management and control is very important. Stores and warehousing, production planning, so that you will not run out of product or service when they are needed in the marketplace. So you need to optimally, plan your production and make sure you always keep on, servicing your market unremittingly. Physical distribution of the finished products. How are you going to reach out to your customers? Are you going to use the traditional methods of distribution, or are you going to use the online and some other modern method of reaching out to your customers? It all depends on the kind of customers you deal with and your resources at disposal and your level of exposure and ICT skills. And then machinery, technology, and equipment. The factors to be considered before procuring machinery include nature of raw materials, level of skills to operate the machinery, maintenance of the machinery, source of energy of the equipment, possibility of adapting the equipment to different capacity levels, because of the equipment, location of the vendor, repetition of the vendor and his experience in the business, conditions of sales need to be examined, how the technology can affect the company positions in the industry is also important. So these are the factors you need to consider. And then time is also another important resources that needs to be given attention to for you to be able to effectively manage and run your business. Because time is supply is very fixed, you understand, which need to be managed effectively. So how to manage a time. These are some of the tips that will help you to manage your time. So instruct your secretary to screen telephone calls so that you answer only those that are essential. Telephone and, phones are very distractive. So in order to keep yourself focused on your business activity, you need to, inform your secretary to screen call so that you answer only calls that are business related, that are very important for your business. So that, after the business hours, you can handle other personal, phone calls and what have you. And then keep your desk clear, except for the material you are working on, so as not to distract your attention. When your desk is clear, you understand, that will help you to focus on what is before you. But when you scatter everything on your desk, a lot of files and all this, you understand, your mind will be dribbling, thinking of which one to work on in most times. So it's very important to clear your desk all the time. Identify your key hours for the day in which you are more productive and devote them to your highest priority. So just like the scale of preference in economics, where you arrange your needs or want in accordance to your importance, you also manage your time based on the importance of the activities. You understand, so that when you put the most important activities first, you can be able to achieve them. And then even if you cannot be able to achieve the less important activity, at least the most important one have been achieved. So it's very important to manage, to arrange your something so that you focus the most important thing in the hours you are very much productive in. And then use modern gadgets such as calculator, computers, telephone, or intercom to save time and travel. You don't have to be going all over the place to make business contact, to buy raw material and all this. Telephone is very important. That's the essence of it. You don't have to be, so that you focus your attention and energy in the most important things. And then consider time as economic resources where the supply is fixed and the demand is infinite. Therefore, budget time like money. Very true. Lastly, entrepreneurs consistently learn, think, and search for opportunities. They refuse to let the environment stand in their way. They are motivated to add value by discovering new ways, and in the process, they are willing to accept reasonable risks and face challenge heads on. Like we mentioned in most of the models, we have been talking about risks. Risks is going hand in hand with entrepreneurship. You can't be a good entrepreneur if you're not willing to take risks. So You must be ready to take risks for you to be able to uh, capitalize on an opportunity. You understand? If you're not ready for the risks, forget about business opportunity. So thank you for listening and watching. If you have any concern regarding this lecture, you can drop your questions and or maybe observation in the forum, created for the student. Thank you very much. Till we meet next time.